moving on, let's... I don't know if you saw what I was talking about with this, but let's talk about not just this, the Monster Hunter World. It says Monster Hunter World can't be done on Switch, but let's kind of talk about the idea of Switch ports, and is it really necessary to have like Doom, Wolfenstein, all these games they can play, but is it really necessary to have those games on the Switch? Or do you think that the Switch should just have kind of its own...
its own, like, kind of games rather than just ports? Well, for Doom, Wolfenstein, I don't really care about them being on Switch. You know, they're story-based games with that you just go through for 20 hours or something, and you get involved with the story, and the gameplay's nice, but it's a single-player experience. But with Monster Hunter World, I think this game should have been... Jesus. You want to pause that?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Monster Hunter World Monster Hunter series is something made for portability. You know, it's a co-op. It's a co-op centric game. 4 players take down a boss and you do it a lot to get to farm the equipment. And that's why it found its home on 3DS for a while, because a lot of people had 3DS. A lot of people could easily co-op with their friends.
Yeah.
And being on PS4 and Xbox only on PC, it's great. But with the Switch, it adds a layer of portability. You can just play in the park or on the train with somebody just met that has Monster Hunter World also. So I think that the fact that it can't be done on Switch, if it's true, is really disappointing.
Now, well, based for Monster Hunter in general, they're this is kind of referring to someone that went to Capcom a shareholders meeting, and they said that it can't be done on Switch, and basically they didn't want to work on a port. They want to kind of just make a game, Monster Hunter game for Switch.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean? Like, make it, like, why make a half-assed version of this game when we can just, like, fully commit to one game for this?
So they said that it's the Monster Hunter World is probably too much, needs too much power that the Switch isn't capable of. Maybe
could be a hardware issue.
Yeah. So
or it's just to the idea too. I mean, you know, you can have Skyrim on Switch, right? That's a thing. Now they have the Resident Evil on Switch, the new, not Resident Evil 2, but actual Resident Evil Resident Evil 7, I'm just going to say. Anyway, but that's a digital only thing, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess...
Wait, which game's digital only?
The Resident Evil game.
Resident Evil 7?
Yeah.
Oh, the Switch version might be digital only. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So, but it's like...
Those are big games too, yeah.
Yeah, you want Switch is a portable game. Like, it's like the most powerful portable handheld, technically, system there is. And like you just said it here, if you know Monster Hunter World, you really want to be able to play that because the Monster Hunter universe and games you're used to playing on a handheld. So I don't know.
It's just disappointing because Monster Hunter World, it looks so good and it's got like I think seamless loading between areas rather than the old Monster Hunters that have the walk off the screen, wait for a loading screen, walk to the next area, which was annoying. But it was like, oh, you know, that's just how the game is. But now that this is here, if they go back to that for the Switch version, which will be really annoying to me, because this is the standard they should go for all the time.
Yeah. Well, I think they wouldn't. That's why I don't think they're gonna.
Because if this is too
half-assed version, just because. I was gonna say I don't think they would have loading. Like that's something that. You know, if they're gonna definitely keep the seamless. Maybe there'll be like some sort of thing. I mean, it is if it were to come out, it would be on a cart like the disc anyway.
Yeah.
Or not disc, the disc, whatever it is, the
SD card.
SD card. Where the hell is my mind today? Anyway, but with that, I assume it's a lot faster than like CD or something like that.
Yeah.
Or Blu-ray.
Yeah, the cartridges usually have
cartridge. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's their bonus over CDs is the better loading screens.
And I noticed when I was like anytime I play a Switch game, like I'm always just like watching the loading times of anything, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's really nothing. There's not much to it.
Yeah, it's even if there's like a minuscule wait in between where you just have to walk up to like an exit,
it freezes or something.
like you go up to an exit, there's like a little wait, then you'll go to the next area.
Yeah,
I don't want it to go back to that.
Right.
There's probably going to be some kind of downgrade if this is too powerful for the Switch.
Well, I don't know how exactly it would be too powerful, like per se. I think really, in the mindset of what they're doing, I think it was just like a lazy way out of going, yeah, we really don't want to just do that. We don't want to port this out because we want you to have the best version of this game, and we don't want to take the time and resources to port it down. Like, for instance, Dragon Ball Fighters, or I keep saying Fighter Z, but I'm just going to keep saying that. Fighter Z, that's coming out for Switch, and that wasn't going to come out for Switch originally. There was a tweet out saying, like, let's have a poll. And they were going to see how Xenoverse 2 did on the console first, to see if it was worth porting over. And I guess it was, and it worked out. And it looks, obviously that's a different game, different technology, but it looks amazing. And that's, like you're saying, the portability is just something you want.
Yeah. And even with a fighting game like Fighter Z, I feel like having it on the Switch might be a little better than well, for me at least personally, than having it on PS4, because I don't have like a fight stick, so I just use a controller. But I'd rather just be out there, hang out with a friend that also has it on the Switch, and just playing outside playing Fighter Z outside.
Yeah, the only I mean, you can have a Pro controller, and that'll solve everything. But I'm just saying, like in general, if the Joy-Cons, like it depends on how it feels with the fighting, because that one's an intense fighter. So it's a little, it depends.
I gotta get back to that and just get that platinum.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, like the idea is, so you would love to see more ports coming to Switch because of the portability. I like how ports and portability.
Ports and portability. Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's if a game has co-op, I would rather it be on the Switch. I prefer ports.
Now, with co-op, would you like sharing the same screen, like a couch co-op sort of thing? Or
even that, but like when it connect to other Switches, it just feels like a more social experience to have a Switch with somebody else also has a Switch, and you're just out by yourself talking with each other.
Absolutely.
Like you can do party chat.
So instead of grabbing a TV, your PlayStation, a power cord, walking outside, with your friend, meeting up in the park somewhere.
Yeah, because it's trading off the idea of like having a party chat like PS4 and Xbox One do well, because the Switch party chat, I don't know if they upgraded it, but it was shit a while ago.
Well, the hell was the online service was up and running, right? Or not?
I'm not sure about the online service yet, but I know how it used to be was you needed to have an app for party chat, and the app needed to be open, and you couldn't like put it in the background. It needed to be up to access the party chat app.
Right.
And so you're draining your battery playing Switch on your. It was just bad.
Stupid.
Yeah. So instead of that, get some friends, get some friends with Switches, get your own Switch, and then play with them in the park.
Yeah.
And
this is interesting because this is the first game that we heard that couldn't be done on Switch. Like usually, I mean, like I said, we have Doom, we have Skyrim, Wolfenstein,
and some of those games that were ported aren't ported as efficiently as it could be because they needed like extra memory or something. But I think, like, I remember there was a NBA game that was ported, and it was just like most of it needed to be downloaded onto the system after you already put the SD card in. You needed an extra SD card.
Right.
It's just because these people are porting to Switch without like making it without properly porting. It's like rough ports.
Yeah, it's basically just
they want the Switch boost.
Exactly. They want it out fast. They didn't actually do it right. They're just like, let's just try to run this Windows 95 or this new game on a Windows 95.
So I don't want to be like, oh, they just don't want to do it, but they might just not want to do it. If they want to do it, they could probably find a way to port it to Switch properly. Yeah. They just don't want to put the time and money into it.
So it makes more sense for this in general. Capcom to be like, no, we're just gonna we're gonna go ahead and rebuild something for Switch. You know, make it right.
Yeah.
Because they had the consoles in mind, I guess, not Switch in general.
Yeah.
Now, with I haven't heard any negatives about Skyrim, something like Skyrim playing on the Switch.
But if you look at Skyrim, it's really buggy. It's got worse graphics than Monster Hunter World because it came out in 2012. 2011 for the PS3, Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a lot less data in itself. So it's not as big a game as Monster Hunter World. Like PS4 games, like 50 gigabytes average, which
is great.
Yeah, which is terrible. It's just like you do not care to condense your game because we have like a terabyte of data.
That terabyte goes
terabyte of gigabytes.
The terabyte of gigabytes. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's not it's factual.
Your terabyte is holding all your gigabytes.
Yeah. You have a terabyte of data in your hard drive until you don't care about making your game 60 gigabytes. I still have 500 and I have trouble.
Well, I'm constantly like some games I'll play but I won't finish and then I'm like, oh wait, but then down the line I'm installing another game and then you're like, oh, you don't have enough space. It's like, they gotta make that. Will I ever go back to this game? When's the next time I'll go back? It's like, I can hold off on this one, I guess. So you'd have to, like, you're constantly switching back and forth. I hate how you gotta install games now. Why can't it be like the old days? You put in, whoop, done, start, good.
And, like, the Switch is, on like, system memory is, like, what, 32? Or 64? I think it's 64. The Wii U had, like, 32.
Yeah.
Which is, like, you can't put a PS4 game on this.
Nope.
It's bad, but I don't really understand how it works. Maybe they have something.
Yeah. So I mean, really, I personally would like to see more ports to the Switch. Although
Switch is so fun.
I get that it's like I don't want a poor port though. That's the worst thing. Like I don't want a half-assed port that's just gonna be like for instance, when we have like for PS3, Xbox 360, you had Call of Duty. And they looked great, fantastic. But then they would try to port it to the Wii, and you're like, why and would you ever want to... Like, you look at it, it's like, why would you ever want to play
it on this? They did that with Ghosts, right? Call of Duty Ghosts. They ported it to the Wii U. They ported that to the Wii U. I don't know about the Wii ports, but...
I think it was like Modern Warfare, something like that. It was on Wii.
It was funny because they ported it to Wii U, and it sold terribly, obviously.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're going to use that as justification to stop supporting Nintendo. They're just not buying our stuff. But they're not going to buy a Call of Duty game you just ported that's like a worse port than the regular ones.
You can't... You would have to make it like, for instance, I was going to say maybe like, what was it, Arkham? One of the Arkham games where you actually... Like, there was the 360, there was the Xbox version, then the Wii version was like something completely different.
Arkham City... Oh wait, Arkham City. Well, no, there
was like it ended up being like a 2D in its own. But anyway,
yeah, I remember that. It was like Blackgate. The Blackgate. You're like in a prison. The 2D version.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, like something that would be interesting if it instead of trying to compete with the other consoles, like at least But that does take time, and I understand like the Monster Hunter World. But like, okay, if we had to modify it, it wouldn't be the same experience, and. Like we're just saying with the Call of Duty, you don't want to try to just it's like, could you port our game to the Wii? Yeah, sure. It's just gonna look like crap. It'll be the same game. It'll look like crap. You're gonna have less things, and you're like, oh yeah, sure, go ahead. You can't blame them for doing that. Like you got to be like, all right, let's come up with an idea how to do this right. Let's make it look great.
And I'm not like defending the Wii U because it was I like the Wii U. I liked it. I had a lot of fun with it, but it was a bad idea for a system.
Yeah, I never got one.
Like I was like,
excited because the Wii. I just never got the Wii because I had PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, and I was fine with that. And most of the games that were getting ported were, look like crap. And games like Mario Sunshine, that was on was that GameCube?
That was GameCube. But, it might have been on the Wii as like a virtual console title.
But I just never wanted to buy them. Whatever.
Tangent
over. Done. Moving on.
What I'm saying though is rather than just blaming the Wii U for being a bad selling system, you can try to port something port something towards the demographic of people that buy that console.
Yeah.
Rather than just, hey, let's sell an NBA game, see if it does well. And if that does well, then we'll send more stuff. But that's just an excuse to not support the console anymore.
Yeah. But anyway, let us know what you think in the comments below. Would you prefer more ports going to the Switch, or would you prefer, no ports, let's just build games for the Switch? It's just, like I said, my argument is I like to have more portability. You like it for the co-op and stuff like that. Like, if you come over, we can sit in the room. You're on one side, I'm on the other side. It's not like, okay, but if we try this with PlayStation, you can bring your PlayStation over, but then it's not as... You know what I mean? It's more of a hassle, in a way. But anywho, final thoughts, Jonah, real quick.
I want Monster Hunter World on the Switch, and if I can't get that, I want a Monster Hunter game on the Switch.
4K, 60 frames a second.
Yeah. Well, at least I want 60 frames a second. I don't care about... Well, I want 1080p, at least. But
I want 10K, 120 frames a second.
But I don't want it to take a step back from Monster Hunter World.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, anyway,